Today, I am all in your business. I want to speak specifically to the person that's been in this sort of a wrestle. You probably are wondering, like, what am I wrestling with? I am talking to the man or the woman that has been wrestling with their purpose and feeling a sense of frustration as they have tried to carry it out, but have not really seen the fruit or the results of the efforts of you trying to carry out and live your purpose. For those of you that are new here, I am attorney Jamila Moore. I am the entrepreneur's attorney and business strategist. I help you start, structure, and grow your business, your ministry, your nonprofit, while legally protecting your business, your brand, your profits through trademarks, contracts, copyrights, and compliance. I always say this because compliance is the thing that trips you up later down the line, and it's something that you may not know that you need to have in place. Now, back to this wrestle. I've been sitting here and talking to entrepreneurs literally across the country and trying to figure out the thing that's holding them back from really seeing the fruit of the thing that they've put down on the inside of them. And here is what I am finding out is that I am encountering people who have seed but don't know how to plant. I'm going to say that again. I am encountering people who have seed but do not know how to plant. You may be thinking like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, let me break it down for you. When you have seed, you have to know what soil to put it in. And then you have to know how to nurture that soil in order for you to be able to produce some sort of fruit or some sort of result for what it is that you put in the ground. So I want to speak to people who are carrying something, who feel frustrated by that thing that they're carrying because they don't see the fruit for what it is that they are supposed to produce. I want you to type in the chat or write down as an affirmation, I am carrying seed and it is about to be planted. I'm going to say that again. I want you to write in the chat or I want you to write down as an affirmation, I am carrying seed and it is about to be planted. You see, the Bible tells us that each of us is given a measure of a talent and that there is supposed to be some multiplication from the talent that we are given. So my question to you, with the thing that God has put down on the inside of you, has there been a sense of multiplication? Yes, I'm coming for you today. And I'm coming for you because I want to cause you to ask the right questions, to cause you to make the right decisions so that now your seed can go into the ground and produce. And this is specifically for people who maybe in ministry or starting ministries, whether it be an LLC or a not-for-profit, and business owners who have been trying their best to get their business up off the ground, get their ministry up off the ground, and have seen little success. And the reason being, maybe you put the seed in the ground, but you didn't water it. I know. I know. Or maybe you put the seed in the ground and you didn't put it in the right soil. So now you think that that seed is not something that can produce fruit. Or you think that you have to go and let go of the seed that you have. But today, today, I want to awaken you to actually lean into that place in that space and actually dig again. I want you to dig again and plant again, and this time water it right. And you may be thinking, well, how will I know what is the right soil? The right soil depends upon what it is, the vision of that seed, right? And so the seed is supposed to produce something later on. And so, number one, you got to start with that right vision. And if you don't have that right vision, then it's likely that that seed is not going to grow and get to the level that it's supposed to. So, one, we got to get that vision together. The second thing that we have to do, all right, is make sure it's in the right soil. And in the right soil, in my mind, the way I think of it, means you have to have the right foundation. You have to have the right foundation. And that foundation, for many of you all, is a legal foundation that you're skipping. Yes, a legal foundation that you are skipping because you don't have the parameters in place for that seed to be stewarded once it's fruit. I'm going to say that again. You don't have the parameters in place for that seed to be stewarded once it's fruit. And so you have the idea, you have the goods, you have the vision, but you don't have the foundation. And for that reason, that's one of the reasons why I feel like I am in this place and space where I'm able to bridge and navigate what it takes to do sales and what it takes to bring the legal world together to make sure that people are seeing fruit and success with the seeds that they have down on the inside of them. And for some of you all, you're like, how can I, even learn more about this? Go over and head into the link tree /JMoreIM and sign up for the leads, launch, sales, and legal protection 4-week boot camp and use code October 4th for 24 hours to save because I don't want you, and I can sense that you don't want to be one of the ones that wake up in December and then say, what happened to my seed this year? Where did my seed go? Why is this another year like this where I have that nagging thing down on the inside of me, but I can't figure out how to push it out? Right? So consider me your person to help you birth out that thing and to help you plant that seed in the right soil and actually water it to see fruit. So we went through vision, we went through putting it in the right soil, and now we know we have to water it. But even as we're watering it, we have to nurture it to make sure that it's going to grow in the right way, in the right manner. So once you have the legal foundation in place, you have to have the right language in place to attract the people that are assigned to you. Most of us call this marketing, but specifically within marketing, it's about the message that you are communicating, right? If you're watching this right now, it's because I am communicating a message to you about your future possibility if you learn what to do with your seed. If you don't learn what to do with your seed, you will sit around weighed down and wrestling with seed, yet you don't have results. If I am helping you, I want you to type in the chat, go jam. Just type in the chat, go jam. And my bangs are banging on the side of right. There we go. So I can see you and really lean into you because you have a pivotal decision to make. We're at the top of quarter 4. And you can end this year with seed in the ground ready to produce fruit, or it could just be another year of that wrestle. And when you live with that wrestle, then you go into the new birthing of the new year wrestling rather than being settled and ready to take on a harvest. I know I'm giving you a lot. I'm giving you a lot. But this is really the way how you overcome a frustrated purpose when you're wrestling with the fact that you have vision, you have ideas, and you're not seeing the results. Here is number 4. You have to recognize where fear is holding you back. And fear, sometimes we say fear globally and just blanketly talk about fear, but there are so many different types of fear. It's the fear of you possibly having to be on camera. It's the fear of you possibly being rejected from people telling you no. It's the fear of you possibly being successful and having to live in a new lane, in a new realm, and doing new different things. Whatever that fear is, you have to make a plan to combat it. Let me tell you a story, because my life literally moves at the speed of obedience, right? I have the seed, and sometimes the seed is in the soil. I'm watering the soil, but I might sabotage it at the level when it's about to start sprouting up to produce fruit, simply because I might have fear of the unknown. So recently, I knew that I was supposed to travel to a conference and be a vendor. I paid to be a vendor. I started to make travel arrangements, and then fear started to come and grip me. So I had to make a conscious decision that fear could not have my future. Someone write that down, put it in the chat, make it an affirmation. Fear cannot have my future. So I made the decision, fear cannot have my future. So I went ahead and did the thing that I was supposed to do. The level of connections that came, the level of awareness that came to my brand, I Am and More, to my law firm, and to the business side is unmatched. And so when you allow fear to creep into your future, you don't get the fruit of obedience. Uh-huh. When you allow fear to creep into your future, you don't get the fruit of obedience. And so for some of you right now, you have to decide that you want your future. And if you want your future, that means that you need to do something now at the top of quarter 4 to actually realize that future at a later date. And it's about putting your seed in the right soil, watering that seed until it starts to produce fruit. And I'm here to tell you that I'm the woman for many of you, for some of you, to help you plant that seed in the right ground, water it, and then produce the right fruit. So you're like, well, Jamila, how do you help me with that? Go to Linktree, right? You could either sign up for the 4-week course that I am pulling out that starts on October 9th, or you can sign up for something more individual by signing up for a strategy call. You have to decide, are you going to let another opportunity pass by where your future is watching you rather than you are living out the things in your future? It's your decision to make, because at the top of quarter 4 of 2024, I believe I'm here to remind you not to continue wrestling with your future, wrestling with your purpose, wrestling with your results. It's time to walk in purpose, grow, and see the results that were always designed for you. I'm going to say it again. It's time to walk in purpose. It's time to grow. And it's time to realize and see the results that were always meant for you. And I'm the woman to help you. Go over and head over to the Linktree. If you want a small group setting, make sure you sign up for the 4-week boot camp. If you want to work with me individually, make sure that you sign up for a one-on-one strategy call. Your future is waiting on you. Don't let fear steal it. See y'all soon. I'm going to be back.